So, like, when I see this team win the way that we do, it's been a thing for the last 3 years. Since the first Super Bowl Jalen Hurts was in 2023. We had, AJ Brown had a career year that year. Hurts was throwing, but even then they were still complaining about the same shit, the tush push. They were still complaining about, well, he doesn't put up 300 yards. It's like the goalpost just keeps moving until he puts up. He needs to have pretty much consistent games where it's like, okay, AJ Brown, four touchdowns, 280 yards, and then Jalen Hurts runs for 50 yards. Everybody wants him to have some crazy Lamar Jackson stat line on top of winning everything. And it's like the more people focus on that, the less I care. And the reason is because when it's all said and done, the only thing that matters is a win. He's under center when they win, and it's not in a way to where it's like he's just being carried. I think that's just the biggest bullshit. Defenses are scheming Jalen Hurts. They know what he's able to do. That's why if you guys have seen what's going around on Twitter, you got one side of Twitter saying, well, he only had this many yards, this, that, this, and that. And you had the other half saying, bro, look, literally nothing's open. This is terrible play calling. And you got a lot of Eagles fans calling for the OC's head. And it's like, it is early. We're winning out of spite of our offensive coordinator. And we've done that before. The same with the defense. The defense, just a few years ago, it's like we have guys that can make plays, but it's like our play calling is just terrible. And that kind of is also a theme that's been big time in Philadelphia for, again, I would say like the last 4 or 5 years. It's like we have the personnel. Okay, cool. Or we got this guy, or we drafted this guy, right? But it's like, why can't we just do what the Bengals are doing, with Joe Burrow? Why can't we do what the Ravens are doing, or what, their Stafford's doing in LA, with at the time he only had Cooper Kupp and Tutu Atwell and God knows who else, it doesn't really matter. But it's like, before he got Puka Nacua and Devontae Adams, of course, it's like, what are they doing? And I noticed that they are going out there, they're running plays, they're getting looks, but they're losing games. So it's like at some point, you have to understand that the end result is and always has and always will be the most important thing, bar none. So I'm not worried about, well, look at Jalen Hurts' stats. We've been worried about his stats for the past 5 years. Since 2021, when he actually took over the role. Everybody's been worried about his stats. He can't do this, can't do that. The man has never missed the playoffs. He's been in the playoffs every year since he's been in the league.